How do you find what you like to do, job wise, career wise? And that's an honest question. The answer to that, one word answer, and you will have to do the research on that, is the word Ikigai. Ikigai. I've incidentally recorded a Hindi video on Ikigai, and it should be out in about 2 weeks. So I will share it on my Instagram feed. But if you are in a hurry, then I would encourage you to read about Ikigai. It's a wonderful, fantastic, extremely powerful concept in finding what your purpose is. And isn't that the answer? All right. Bring me on. Let's see, Aditya Sharma. Waiting for Aditya Sharma connecting.
Hi.
Aditya Sharma, what's up?
I did not know even that I'll be connected. But
Where are you
wow.
from? Where are you from,
I'm
Aditya?
I'm I'm in Gurgaon. I've been stuck here since 3 months.
Okay. I,
And
where, and when you say stuck, were you supposed to be somewhere else?
yeah, I was supposed to be in Noida, but I don't know. I'm here because I'm
You
clueless. That whatever
you
I
are
do,
complaining about the fact that you are stuck in Gurgaon
yeah,
while you were supposed to be in Noida. Okay.
yeah. But I like the way you're saying this to me.
Totally
I mean,
cool.
it's completely okay with me.
I am very sure you have no idea what's happening in the world right now. Right?
No, it's bad.
No,
It's bad. It's
no,
super.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What do you do, Aditya? What do you do?
I have I belong to one of those class of 2020 fortunate people who've completed their 1 year of MBA and who are just about to launch, and unka missile thoda sa diffuse ho gaya.
Do you have a job in hand that you're supposed to join, but it's just delayed, or you're still looking
Yes,
for a job?
it's delayed. It's delayed, and मैं सही बोलूँ तो मेरा passion कुछ और है. I mean, I'm doing this. I'm sailing in two boats like right now. I feel that I'm a very good speaker. I love to communicate, and that's the sole reason I did my MBA, because I was into a technical job where I was
Who
handling Office
who
365.
told you that to become a good speaker you have to become an MBA?
I mean, you get a freedom to communicate a lot.
That's true.
As
That's true.
a management, you get to exercise your ideas. Which you can't do. After doing a BTech. So I thought let's do MBA, and now after I'm doing MBA, I'm planning to do NSD, National School of Drama. But I mean, it's not gonna happen for sure because it's never too
No,
late
if you
to say. But yeah,
exactly, man. If you want it to happen, it will happen. Like NSD, I would. Can you imagine the story, Aditya? Can you imagine like an engineer then goes for an MBA,
yeah,
is stuck not in Gurgaon but in life, and then sorry, I'm not going to leave that now. I'm not going to just let it pass, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and and then goes to NSD and totally kills there. And the next thing you know is that this guy is like hot property on the theater scene, and then also has a Bollywood break. Is
Oh
become
wow.
like I don't know what you want to become a voiceover artist, or you want to become a lead, or you want to become a
Yeah,
cinematographer, whatever it is.
yeah, yeah.
Please pursue it, man. Please, I can like the last thing you would want is a life full of regret. So,
Exactly,
I
exactly. But Bandho
no,
find
very
all
good.
of this and get one thing.
I
I'm
have some
super
information for you.
happy to talk to you. Yeah.
Someone on the feed is saying, please register on Talent Track. It's a media platform. We're associated with NSD. It will be a good start for you.
All right, I'll go through the feeds. My God,
Please do
miracles
that.
are happening. Such a God-gifted communication. I mean,
Thank
it's
you, man.
awesome.
Thank you so
Hats off
much.
to you, sir.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
very well, Pani Puri. आप कैसे हैं?
I'm ठीक है. Okay, so listen, this Pani Puri story is really crazy. I think everyone should know.
Please.
Uh, yeah, so one of my friend told me, Rudraksh, can you do one hilarious thing? Let's do one thing. Can you change your username to Pani Puri in uppercase and give me a screenshot, and then do it in lowercase and then give me a screenshot? I thought, why not? I did that, and now Instagram is restricting me to change my username for the next 14 days.
तुम्हारे दोस्तों को ये पता था.
Yeah,
उन्होंने
then
तुम्हारे
that's what.
साथ, of course, yes, they are,
Exactly.
yes. Abha Khurana knows this because she is the smart one. She's saying it's an Instagram username prank. So you fell for it. You had smart friends. You deserve to be called Pani Puri because you gave in to them. But your real
Yeah.
name is Rudraksh, and I take that to be,
I'll ask this question. So like
which is,
when you were 22, what like if you are 22 right now, what would be the advice you would like to give to your 22-year-old year
oh,
self?
I know the answer to that question because I've thought about it a lot. So, if I'm 39 today, and if I were to give an advice to my 20-year-old self or 22-year-old self, it
Mm-hmm.
will be just one, which is make sure that whatever choice you make in life comes from a point of awareness and not ignorance. Whatever choice you make in life, just make sure
Mm-hmm.
that you're making that choice because you are aware of all other choices, and thus you're making that choice, as against making the choice because you only know that much and nothing more. And it's amazing how many of us end up making choices because we don't know any better, because it seems
Yeah.
like the only choice we have. And that's tragic. And I feel that awareness is everything, and awareness gets us to a point where we can make the choices that we're able to stick to because we made them from a point of
Nowadays,
awareness.
yeah, nowadays the agenda in most of the people minds is like, go with the flow.
Yeah,
Okay. Most of them. So they don't become self-aware of what's happening around, what are the consequences of their own decisions, and then they just कर ही लेते हैं क्या होगा. Sometimes
exactly.
it turns good, but sometimes it turns the table around.
Now
So
that's like gamble, right? It's
exactly, that's gambling. So
yeah,
with
it's
decisions,
gambling.
the gambling should not happen, in my opinion.
Correct. I'd agree. I'd agree. But thank you. Thanks for asking the question. I'm glad that you
Yeah.
asked. And I didn't know of this. I didn't know of this Pani Puri thing or this Instagram name thing at all. I'm so glad that I don't have friends like that. Um, Yamini has a good question, and she always has a wise question, which is how do you even know whether you are aware or ignorant? However much one knows, they'll always think that this is the best they know. That's true. And I wouldn't say that there is going to be any point ever where you're 100% aware. And that's not even the objective. The objective is to make yourself aware as against make yourself ignorant. So if you find yourself saying, I'm making this choice because this is the only thing that I know, that's almost always the wrong choice to make. If you're saying I'm making this choice because I evaluated other choices and thus this is the choice I'm making, that's still a fair point to be at. And that's the difference. It's never to have 100% of the universe covered because who can do that? No one. But it's about saying, hey, if I scored 90% in class 10th, the only choice I have is science, and I'm taking that because that's the only thing I know, that's almost always the wrong choice. But if you say, oh, you know what? I actually spent time with people who took arts and commerce and science, and I figured what's the difference between chemistry and biology and computer science and economics. And I know that this is what I want to do because that's where I feel that my interests are aligned at the age of 18, whatever that means. Then at least that's a choice coming in from awareness and not ignorance. I hope that helps. Mehak, yes, we see you.
Yes, I am not blueberry cheesecake, and it was the same prank.
Awesome. You have super cool friends. I love them.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Hello. How are you,
Where,
Ankur?
very well, Mehak. How are you? Where are you from?
I am from Delhi itself.
Okay. And what do you do?
Yeah. Okay, I work at a company which works in bringing career guidance to students.
Oh, fancy. Do you have a question for me, Mehak?
Yes, I have one question for you.
Please.
So, I have been looking forward to start my own venture. I
Okay.
have like three, four options, and I've been looking forward for it for like 6 to 8 months now. And I know I can, whatever thing I get into, I know I will be able to do that. But how does one decide as to which one to finalize, like which one to get in, which one to give your 100% in?
Ah, that's a tough one, and it's so look. There are there are two things that I can tell you around that. Number one is whatever idea you have, and you said you have three or four ideas, Mehak. The first question that I would encourage you to ask is whatever the idea is, how come it hasn't happened already?
Okay. Just a reminder, I have attended the first 3 sessions of yours, so I know that. I have
Brilliant,
gone
right?
through that.
So you
Yes.
have, okay? So after that, you're still left with those four choices, and now you're not sure of how to select the one. Oh,
Yes. Which one will
so
be the right for me, actually?
so
Like, how
there
does one decide upon that?
there is no way
Sorry.
to decide that. There is no way to decide that. And let no one tell you that there is a way to decide that. There is never going to be a right answer for this because everyone will give you an answer that is probabilistic, and you also will have to attach a probability around that. My suggestion then is just pick anything that feels right. But if you went through one of the sessions, do a dipstick to get a sense of what is it to run the business actually. And I don't know the nature of the businesses, and maybe we won't have time enough to do that. Feel free to write me an email. I'll be more than happy to guide you through this. But what I would encourage you to do is pick those four ideas up, create a landing page for those ideas, think of it like a website, create a mailing list where people can, if they're interested in the idea, they can just send in their email and you can send them more information. And just for a week, run Google and Facebook ads to see what kind of response do you get. And it doesn't need to be a lot of money. Like literally for every idea, no more than 500 rupees. That's it. So in
Right.
2000 rupees, you will get to know what is the reaction that you're able to generate on Google and Facebook for these ads. At what cost are you able to generate the excitement that someone will be able to give their email address for more information? And basis that, you will also get some feedback on when you do get those email IDs, start speaking to those customers. They are your potential customers. They could be the ones who are eventually buying the things if you end up decide to run one of those businesses. Have a conversation
Right.
with them. Find out what is it that they want. Find out if how you're thinking about it is how they have it in their mind as well. What are the current options? How do they like that option? Do they not like it? Do they like it a lot? How is your option going to replace it, if at all? Do that. And if you do that for 1 month for those four ideas, at the end of the 1 month, तुम्हारा दिल तुम्हें बोल देगा कि तुम्हें उन चारों में से कौन सा एक आइडिया चूज करना चाहिए. Yeah, you will very clearly have one preferred out of the four. And even then, that's not to say that that is the right one. It's just that your gut will tell you that that is the right one. So you will just go ahead with that a lot longer than the others.
Thank you so much. I will
Yeah,
try upon that. Yes. Thank
wonderful.
you.
Oh. So this is clearly something that's happening right now on Instagram because I clearly do not have very cool friends because none of my friends have asked me to change my name.
Hi,
What's up,
love your
Onkar?
content.
Please, thank you
I'm
so
sorry for
much.
dis- I'm
That
sorry for declining earlier.
we totally understand. We're not going to ask why. Oh, your personal call. You have your destiny in your hands. Where are you from, Onkar?
I'm from Pune, Maharashtra. A question here. I am the non-tech co-founder. So I used to work in the marathons field and used to do a little bit of websites and social media and such, just learning stuff on YouTube and putting it out in the market. Sort of wanted to know, I've always had this hindrance on learning to code a little bit ahead. So I did a little bit of coding, C++, etc. But sort of want to get into this, like, that mind frame where my other technical partners have, the founders have, where you have a little bit of idea of what you could do and not do. So I'm 27 now, married and doing all of this. So is it a good idea to now start learning to code, or still okay to be the non-tech co-founder? And so we've got business, we're like profitable from day one and doing this pretty maybe above average for for my expectation. So do you think learning or starting to learn to code is good? My company's name is Bolt Picks, by the way. It's online, BOLTPICS.
Got it. By the way, before I answer the question, I think it's a really cool idea. And I saw a bunch of people
Thank,
also commenting that it's a really cool idea. I think it's
oh,
definitely a
thank you,
use
thank you.
case that I identify with. And
Uh-huh.
most marriages and most events, most pictures just go into some dump, never to be found again. So this is very smart, and I love the fact
Thank you.
that this is tech enabled. To answer your question, Onkar, I personally don't think it's a good idea for you to learn how to code. not for any reason, not because you're not capable, you're not smart, you don't have high intent or anything, but for the simple fact that coding is not so much about learning how to code, but it's about years and years of logic building and practice. So if you were at 27 going to start, you will, of course, know how to code, but will you be a phenomenal coder before 35? And the answer is no. And then if you really want to learn coding for the sake of coding, it may not reap the benefits that you want. However, having said that, I will strongly encourage you to understand how coding works as a framework, which is a lot more about logic. It's not so much about the syntax or whether you know Python or C++ or Java or anything else, but it's more about the logic. And if you understand the logic, then you're able to have a very meaningful discussion with coders, with engineers. And that's where they genuinely get the best. If they find a business person like you speaking their language, their outcome just doubles and triples because they are able to get their ideas across much faster, much cleaner. You're able to get your ideas across much faster, much cleaner. So I'd encourage you to start thinking and spending a lot more time with coders to get their vibe and their energy and their language in. But if you are doing it for the purpose of coding yourself at some point of time, it may be several years, if not decades, that you will
All right.
need to get there. One passing
So,
remark. Yeah, no, go
yes.
on, please. Please, go on.
The tech co-founders are really good friends of mine. They suggested I do this course called CS50 from YouTube or Harvard, and I did do a lot of that. I did start Python. Of course, I'm not really good at it. It's taking a little bit of time. I'm doing just YouTube tutorials right now, and in no point in future do I think that I will be the coder in any project which I'm running. Just for me to have effective communications with future developers whom I might get to work with was like the basic aim of this.
Awesome. That's the best idea. That's the best objective. And if that's the objective, I am 100% with you. I think it's a brilliant move. It's very self-aware. It's progressive, and I'm so glad that you're picking that up for this reason.
Appreciate it. Thank you for giving me another chance. Is it okay if I just do a little bit of self-publicity here? I'll just show you my logo in case you wanna
Hold
check us
pics,
out.
everyone. This is the company that allows you to find pictures of yours at an event using your selfie, which I think is a very smart idea. And
Thank you.
just one passing remark, Onkar, is it's unfortunate that the use case of events and corporate events and marathons and marriages and so on does not exist anymore or will not be for some time. But I'll encourage you to think about what is it that you do better than anything else. And it seems to me that what you guys have managed to do is to build this technology around mapping, which is trivial, but still is important technology, and use that. So if it's almost like if there was one thing of your company that you would want to take if everything else is taken away from you, what would be that one thing? And I'm assuming that it's the technology. So if it's the technology, then ask yourself this question: where else can this technology be used? And that is a completely different question than, hey, what is going to be the future of events, or what's going to be the future of corporate events, or what's going to be the future of anything like that. That's like a frog in a well. You're still parochial, you're still in that zone, you're still nearby. Just break those boundaries and ask yourself, I have this technology now, and this technology is capable of mapping anything, which is a facial figure to a photograph. Where else can this be used? And that could be interesting. Like I would personally, and this is just me speaking aloud right now, I would personally love to discover all public photographs of mine that have not been posted by me. I'd love to discover that. And I'm assuming I'm a very, very, very tiny percentage that may want to pay for it. But here's the thing. This is what celebrities do as part of their business and their offices. Every celebrity has a dedicated team whose only and only job is to search for copyright and search for any type of infringement. And if you were the one offering that service, then you become a very niche player, but I'm assuming a very high value player. I'm nearly not a celebrity, but I will still pay you X dollars to do that. But if there's someone else who's like, I want to just make sure that my face is not put on the wrong body in a wrong position, in the wrong setting, in the wrong context, they would pay you a lot to just get that done. Food for thought.
All right. That's
Yeah.
really interesting. We started doing this in marathons because I used to like make videos for marathons and knew the market really well and thought that okay, this could work.
Yeah.
And appreciate the thought. And like you said, I'll try and break some boundaries and think where else this could go. Because we've gotten that comment, maybe you've what you're thinking right now is this market set is too small.
Yeah.
Or this possible revenue is too small. We applied at YC and they told us the same. So maybe I think that's like the right way to go.
Sounds good. Great. All the best, Ankur.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's get my buddy Swale. It's been some while. You are coming live. How are you, Swale?
I'm good, you tell.
बिल्कुल बढ़िया बहुत दिनों बाद.
I think
How
you
are things?
remember?
Of course I remember, man. Why would I not remember? For everyone's benefit, Swale was one of the interns that worked with us at Nearby for a very cool internship. The idea was 50 of them were recruited to create India's first only student-led college festival. End to end, student enabled. तो उन्होंने पूरा पैसा raise किया. They organized all the gigs. They sold all the stalls. Everything was done by them. And Swale was one of the key members who did that. And we've, of course, remained in touch somewhat after that. But can you not hear me, Swale?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
अच्छा,
I
मैं
was
तो
in
एकदम
the
बिल्कुल
operational thing. Yeah, I was into the
Yes, yes, of course you were in the operational thing. कैसा चल रहा है? Swale, there is only 1 minute and 20 seconds left. So I don't think we will have time for any question, but I have 2 questions for you. Are you doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay.
Great. And ईद की तैयारियां अच्छे से चल रही हैं?
Yeah, right now ईद की तैयारी चल रही है. Like मुझे सिस्टर को लेने अभी गुड़गांव आना है, तो मैं कल रात में निकल रहा हूँ. अब सिस्टर को लेने आ रहा हूँ.
अभी कहाँ हो तुम?
अभी मैं रुड़की हूँ. अब मैं रुड़की शिफ्ट हो गया हूँ जस्ट बिकॉज कि अब दिल्ली में कुछ नहीं, अभी नहीं है टाइम. लाइक 2 to 3 months हैं जो मार्केटिंग एंड ऑल में भी टाइम लगेगा एजेंसीज के लिए. तो बस एक क्वेश्चन था, लाइक एक क्वेश्चन मुझे पूछना है. तो
40 सेकंड बचे हैं, तो तुम मुझे व्हाट्सएप क्यों नहीं करते हो? क्योंकि तुम्हारे पास मेरा नंबर है.
या
प्लीज वही करना.
सेल्फी ले लेते हैं.
सेल्फी ले लेते हैं.
या हाय. ओके या
ऑसम. बहुत 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 ज्यादा ईद मुबारक Swale. अच्छे से
Thank you.
ईद मनाना. पूरी फैमिली को मेरी तरफ से, हम सब की तरफ से बहुत ज्यादा ईद मुबारक. एंड
थैंक यू.
इंशाल्लाह जल्दी मिलेंगे.
Thank you.
All the best.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. 6 seconds. I'm saying good night to all of you. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that whenever we put up a new video, you're aware of it.